I mean, I'm an odd duck. I've been serving religious movements, basically, for most of my working life. I was the, speechwriter and consultant to the president of the Reform Synagogue movement for more than a dozen years, writing speeches and sermons that, thousands of people would be swept away by. And what I realized was that it was my insistence on making a humanistic translation of biblical texts, of Talmudic texts, etc., that made me effective, because most of the people out there are living in a great state of doubt and ambivalence when it comes to anything having to do with God, whether they're members or not. They live, and so when you hear a spin on the story that acknowledges that this is metaphorical and what is it that deals with it as an artist might, rather than deals with it as a revealed truth, that's very satisfying to people. So there is, my Jewish secularism is a reconstructionist insofar as I really do want to be engaged with the tradition. I've often said my favorite spot in America, one of them at least, is the Pacific Redwoods. Very gorgeous part, primeval forest. And the redwoods have very little pine cones, very small cones, and they only gestate when confronted by a fire, apparently. Forest fire causes the renewal of the forest. And I think of my humanism, I think of the approaching the tradition with skepticism as that fire. And unfortunately, there are too few creative secular Jews participating in that. Instead, most of them have lapsed into ignorance. I wish there were more folks who, responded to the call to, no, let's not let God be the gatekeeper on the Talmud. It's full of dialogue about how we should live together. It's not about God, not what counts about it. And I'd like to see more of that. That's my work.